Ever since it opened on Broadway in 2014, Aladdin the musical has transported audiences to the mysterious Agrabah, telling the story of a wondrous genie and his poor street rat master, Aladdin. Join me on a magic carpet ride behind the scenes as we bring to life one of the biggest theatre productions ever seen.
Tons of scenery, there's 360 costumes.
It's just so much fun. It's just such a spectacular.
It's makeover time!
The detail that goes into the costumes and the tiaras and making you look like these iconic characters that everyone knows and loves.
It's just amazing to watch every night.
It's a massive production.
But in truth, everything about Aladdin stands on the shoulders of the 1992 hit animated movie.
One jump ahead of the law, man. That's all, and that's no joke. These guys don't appreciate I'm pro.
Riff-raff, straight rat.
When Aladdin the movie burst onto our screens, it won 2 Oscars for its soundtrack. And it was the biggest movie of that year, taking over $500 million at the box office. So it was only a matter of time before the movie became the musical.
This show was created by a team of Broadway veterans led by director choreographer Casey Nicola, Tony Award winner. Our set is by Bob Crowley, multiple Tony Award winner. Costumes by Greg Barnes, multiple Tony Award winner. Lighting by Natasha Katz, multiple. There's like 15 or so Tony Awards collected by the people who put this show together.
The team behind Aladdin the musical might share an impressive number of awards between them, but it's 2 men in particular who were responsible for the creation of Disney's Aladdin, its incredible music and story.
That film was really created by, and the whole idea came from 2 extraordinary men. The late Howard Ashman, who created the story and the lyrics, and my dear friend Alan Menken, who has, 8 Oscars and 1 million Golden Globes and Grammys and everything. And they're the ones that we owe the greatest debt to for Aladdin. But also, the stage version of Aladdin stands on their shoulders as well.
Proud of you, boy. I'll make you proud of you, boy.
Menken has created scores for Disney classics, including Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, Pocahontas, Hercules, Enchanted, and Tangled.
You'd put on a Disney animated and it would just transport you. And it's something about it that is a safe space, and it also connects you to a tradition that goes back to before we were born. That's still very much alive. In times of crisis, it's an absolutely vital place to be able to go to.
In the past 2 decades, some 130 million theatregoers across the globe have enjoyed a Disney musical. Except for Antarctica, their classic shows have played on every continent, including, of course, Australia.
This is a massive production. There are 6 companies of Aladdin playing around the world. We launched it on Broadway. It's in its 4th year now.
Being the title character in Aladdin, you would expect that I'm the top dog, the big cheese, right? Well, even though I'm his master, that genie of mine is pretty hard to miss.
Hey kid, you can dance. You can now.
It was always going to be a tough act to follow, turning an animated juggernaut like Robin Williams' Genie into flesh and
Iconic role. Genie has, anyone that knows the story of Aladdin knows that Robin Williams created this amazing, larger-than-life character. And to be able to do that every day, it's not, I feel like it's not a job. It's child's play.
I don't believe it.
Believe it. Hey kid, you got 3 wishes.
3 wishes?
I'm Gareth Jacobs, and I play the genie in Disney's Aladdin.
The creators of Aladdin, including composer Alan Menken, originally saw the genie as a Fats Waller type character, a mix of jazz musician and comedian.
Hey, misbehaving, saving my love for you.
Like Robin Williams was the reimagining, and it worked out okay. It worked out just fine.
Can your friends do that? Can your friends go abracadabra?
Gareth is the first ever Australian genie. Playing the role is a wish come true for the performer as well as a major workout.
I liken it to being shot out of a cannon. You know, you once you start, there is no turning back, and if you're not on that train, you know, getting to the end of it, you've been left behind.
Coming up, we meet some of the cast, and our first ever Australian genie gets a ticket to Broadway.
That's it! Hey! Hey! Come on, everybody! Here we go!
If you are a fan of the original Disney animated classic, fear not. The musical stays pretty true to the movie. All the classic songs return, and we even have a magic carpet that flies. No, really?
You hear the gasps or like the whispers to the person sat next to them, but you don't hear what they're saying, but it adds to our excitement because then it feels like we're on a real magic carpet and we're flying, and you look out and see the stars, and it's just, yeah, it really is that kind of like Disney moment where you're flying, and we actually fly, so it's, yeah, it's really, really fun. My name is Heber El-Sheikh, and I play Jasmine.
Jasmine is the headstrong daughter of the Sultan, who refuses to live by old-fashioned rules.
She is someone who's independent and fierce and is a strong woman, and I think for little girls growing up, that was an awesome thing to have as a Disney princess.
How dare you? All of you, standing around deciding my future? I am not a prize to be won.
Often we get a cheer when she says, what's wrong with a woman being the leader?
Father, I hate being forced into this.
And of course, every now and then we go, yeah! And I have to stare them down. Said there are rules to be followed, and she must, it's in the law that a princess must marry a prince.
If I do marry, I want it to be for love.
My name is George Hernare, and I play the Sultan.
Taking a 75-minute movie and turning it into a musical also allows for some extra material, like a song I perform called Proud of Your Boy.
I'll make you proud of your boy.
Believe me, bad as I've been, Ma, you're in for a pleasant surprise. I've wasted time.
By Alan Menken and Howard Ashman. And it's really a song that Aladdin sings, in a sense talking to his mother, now since passed, about the man he wants to be, the man he desires to be. This song was written for the movie. It was perhaps the most beloved song to all of us there at the studio when we put the movie together, but we couldn't keep it in the film. The story of the movie had shifted around so much that this beloved ballad, on a very dark day, got cut. The movie clearly worked out, but it was our chance when we did the stage show to put this number back in.
Someone's gonna make good, cross his stupid heart. Make good and finally make you proud of your boy.
I think the greatest pleasure is that I wrote the songs, and now they live on their own. And I'm very happy. I visit them every once in a while, and they never write, but what the hell.
Hi, how are you? I was lucky enough to go to New York and to sit down with some of the creative team and the writers and directors of the show and actually get to speak to them about where the character of the genie sort of first came from and get their backstory behind it.
How are you? Welcome. Thank you so much. I'm Gareth.
Major.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure. It's about time. How often do people ask you about the glitter?
Almost every day.
Almost every day.
Almost every day.
Yeah,
every time I come out, they're like, "How did you get it off so quick?" I'm like, "It's the Disney magic."
That's right.
That's all I say now. Just Disney magic.
Yeah, and I love it when people like to point out that it's still there,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you can say, well, I get to take the magic with me.
Best Song of the Year Grammy. That was a big one for A Whole New World. Want an Oscar? Here, have an Oscar.
I don't know how to hold them all. I had to pinch myself so many times. I had bruises on my arms. That's how many times I pinched myself. Just thinking, I'm in the room with one of the most iconic musical figures in my life. It was just something I could never take back.
Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be? Let me take your order, jot it down. You ain't never had a friend like me. No, no, no. Life is your restaurant, and I'm your maitre d'.
How about the genie as mermaid?
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has everything? Be our guest, be our guest, put our service to the test. Hey, for Prince Ali. Hey, clear the way in the old bazaar. Hey, you, let us through. It's a bright new star. Oh, come, be the first on your block to meet his eye. Make way, here he comes. Ring bells, bang the drums. Are you gonna love this guy? Come on, whisper what it is you want. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Yeah! You passed the test. You
Thank
got the
you.
job.
I'm literally music theatre geeking myself out right now.
Coming up, how do you take this show on the road?
I am your master now.
I was afraid of that.
Genie, grant me my first wish. I wish to rule on high as Sultan.
It's not a Disney tale without a bad guy, and all bad guys must have a bad guy laugh. Maybe we should just leave it to the experts.
You have to think deep. And when I think internally deep. Big breath. Use the diaphragm. Deep voice. It's always good to start. Think of it like a deep hum. And keep your mouth shut. And then open it up. So when you've got it low and you open it up, you know it's an evil laugh. You can also do a Weasley sort of evil laugh too. It could be a... Yeah. So there's many variations. And they can change from night to night. My name is Adam Murphy, and I play Jafar in Disney's Aladdin.
Jafar, of course, has his sidekick Iago. No longer a feathered fiend in the musical, eagle-eared audiences will pick up a few hints on his history.
There's actually references in the show about he might say things twice, and we really, we must stop parroting, stop parroting. And he has a feather on his hat, and so there's little references in the costuming and in his performance that allude that maybe once he was a parrot in a film, in an animated film.
Have a cracker, pretty Polly. Pretty Polly.
Your Majesty certainly has a way with dumb animals. Yeah.
Moving house isn't fun, so spare a thought for the backstage team here at Aladdin. This is a big Broadway musical, so we have a little bit of luggage to bring with us.
Aladdin's probably the biggest show that I've ever done, and I've done some big shows in my career. We have 26 48-foot trailers that we take around the country. When we're looking at sea containers, we're looking at around 34. Just the size of the show, it's massive. It's a massive production. We are very close to what you see on Broadway. We have the full Broadway flown show, which is really unheard of in some productions that we get here in this country. So basically that curtain would come down at the end of a show on a Sunday night. We would have 3 trucks lined up, ready to go. I'm Mark Henstridge, the Technical Director for Disney Australia, and I have been for around 5 years now. We would load this show in about 4 days, depending on a venue. We pack it all down, we put it into the trucks, which is what we all have plans and a Bible for, and then we just move on to the next city.
The show requires thousands of meters of cable to be installed, and the musical even travels with its own floor.
We have a 16-ton staging floor, so to support all the market buildings and basically so we can build Agrabah on any venue, so we put our own floor in and our own floor is 16-ton.
Backstage during a performance, a ballet of sorts silently takes place, moving the sets in place while actors and dancers make quick changes.
When you stand in the wings and you look up and down and go, my goodness, all this stuff flying in and out. Of course, you have to watch yourself and how it's all managed and how they don't crash into each other. And it's all beautifully choreographed, and the lighting and everything is just very particular to so finely done, so that it hits the person at the right time and the right spot, and the effect is magical. Of course, the audience just goes, ah, this is fantastic.
Mark and his team are only too happy to talk about almost every technical part of the show, except for the one bit of theatre wizardry which leaves audiences in awe. Just how do they make that magic carpet fly?
We do get asked about that, but I mean, we don't want to take anything away from people's experience. I mean, you know, it's theatre magic, and you know, just to have that magical element about a production is something you just don't want to give away because you like hearing people talk about it.
It's a real magic carpet and you're flying and you kind of, yeah, it takes a second to kind of adjust and look around and go, I want a magic carpet. So yeah, it's awesome. It's really fun.
After the break, get ready Brisbane, Aladdin has a new home.
We planned, like I planned maybe for a year before the show actually came to Australia, working very closely with our associates in America when we were building the show and building the production. It takes that amount of time to actually work within the confines of a venue or the space that you have. Everything needs to be labelled, things need to be colour-coded. It's all mapped out onto plans that we have and I give to all my staff that I work with. It's a massive show.
It takes 9 days to unload the convoy of trucks and install the full Aladdin set in a new theatre. A team of 100 work behind the scenes to get the show up and running, everyone from wardrobe through to riggers.
We need to add about 5 tonne of steel into any venue to support the weight of this show. It's like 110 tonne, the weight of this production, so it's, you know, it's a heavy show.
As the show is set up in its new home, there is no rest for the cast. Rehearsals continue, there are media interviews to be done, and of course, opening night. And once we are set up in our new home, there's a maintenance crew which work on keeping the sets in perfect condition.
The aim is to do 8 shows a week the same every week, so that, you know, when you've got your ticket, you're going to see exactly the same show as what somebody last night saw.
Breathtaking sets, stunning special effects, lavish costumes, and if I do say so myself, some pretty talented performers, all come together in a musical that's, well, pure genius. Aladdin the Musical will be on show at QPAC in Brisbane until June.
If you like sparkle and glitter, we've got it, and oodles more.
I don't think any of us stop sparkling when we're on stage.
You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend.
People just stood there staring at the end going, what have I just seen? Something incredibly magical.
Everybody sings! Arabian Nights, like Arabian days.
Thanks for your company. I hope you've enjoyed taking a look behind the scenes of Disney's Aladdin the Musical. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a friend I have to catch up with. Goodbye.